I think we're relatively well stocked as a room now, so we're going to start off with the first one. We've had this one in, do you offer photography? Now, this is an interesting one about courses that we do and don't offer. We don't offer photography at the moment. We are considering a creative media vocational qualification of sorts for 2021. And I would hasten to add that our curriculum 2021 may be a little bit different because we may be able to expand the number of courses we have. So currently not, but I do know that photography is increasingly popular. We do offer art at the moment, so there could well be an option. So I would just encourage you, please, to keep an eye on our website, keep an eye on our curriculum offer at Key Stage 5 in particular, and we will keep you posted nearer application time. The other question that we just had in was about faith. We are not a Catholic school. We were asked that question. However, as part of the Key Stage 4 and 5 curriculum, we now offer an RSHE program. So the R stands for religious. So all of our younger learners do get a religious program of study. So we have to offer that as part of the government's curriculum package. And our students in Key Stage 5 do get some minimal input in that front, on that front through our tutor time as well. So although we are not a faith school per se, there is religious education on a small part as part of our standard curriculum. Okay, I'm going to go over to Callista now, who's going to give me another question which has just come up.
Hello everyone, thank you for joining. So the first question that's come in just now from Ewan is, are there any sports teams?
Thank you, Ewan. And I think I know who's asking that question, Ewan. So it'll be good to see you on our next meeting. Yes, we do offer sports teams. At Key Stage 4, we've offered a really successful rugby team, which I think you may well be interested in. And for the first time ever last year, we actually started a Key Stage 5 rugby team. Now, because we were unable to get some competitive fixtures, we were looking to build that this year. And then, of course, the pandemic hit. So we are interested in doing more and more sports for Key Stage 5. We encourage our Key Stage 5 students to organise it themselves, though, and then we can see if we can bring in level 2 rugby coaches, for example, to support. But we do find, generally speaking, Ewan, that our Key Stage 5 students love going to the gym. We've got a really first-class gym just up the road at the Excel Centre. And of course, the university offers our sixth form students some discounted membership as well, which is really good. I know, Ewan, that you and a lot of local residents enjoy using the Warwick University sports facility, including the climbing wall. So that's something that you'll get discounted membership through our sixth form. So I hope that answers your question. We do offer a little, and we're looking to offer some more. Callista.
Thank you. So the next question is from Harsha. Is there an entry requirement for year 10?
No, it's a very good question, actually, and there isn't an entry requirement. We are fully comprehensive in nature at Key Stage 4. However, there is a guidance interview process at which you must demonstrate an interest in engineering. We also run aptitude and cognitive ability tests at the beginning of year 10 to really ensure that you are a STEM learner. So we are open to all applicants at year 10, but it really is important that you've bought into that ethos of business-like and business-led, and you have an understanding of a relatively academically demanding curriculum, because this is something that is really key here. You know, we push our students hard in a variety of different subject areas with technical skills and business-like skills on top. So something to bear in mind, particularly when you're coming in at Key Stage 4. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you. So the next question is from Matthias. If I would like to join this school, will there be any exams? Maybe you could talk about whether there's an entrance exam and also what exams will actually take place in each key stage.
Thank you. So yes, no entrance exam, as we said, at Key Stage 4. However, at Key Stage 5, there is a minimum requirement, and Mr. Young has gone through those minimum requirements. They are on our website as well. So not an entrance exam per se, but you need minimum GCSE criteria to get in. In terms of the examinations experience, I'm going to hand over to Lewis, who can talk through his experience of doing his GCSEs and then building towards A-levels here.
Thank you. In year 10, we sit the English literature exam a year early, which I thought was a brilliant way to prepare, get a taste for what's going to come in year 11. And then in year 11, we sit our GCSEs, of course. And then next year for me, in year 13, I'm going to sit my A-levels, my 3 A-levels exams.
Thank you, Lewis. Callista.
Okay, so the next question is from Rohan. Are there any facilities for cyclists, such as bike storage and changing facilities?
This is music to my ears. Yes, indeed, we do have some cycling sheds here. I am a keen cyclist. I actually cycle to the academy usually about twice a week. I'm really passionate about the links between physical health and mental health. Yes, absolutely. So I bike in on the Greenway, and I encourage our students to do so. Please, I would ask you please to wear the appropriate high-vis equipment, as well as the lamps in the winter, particularly as we end a little later. We have covered bike sheds here, and we have stands onto which you can attach your locks. So yes, we do indeed encourage that.
Thank you. So the next question is from Wendy. She says, hello, and thank you for today. And could you explain how many hours per week each subject is taught? And do you expect students to be in the academy during breaks and gaps in taught lessons?
So I'll do the sort of the taught time in general in terms of the curriculum, then I'll hand over to Lewis for his experience at A-level. So our younger students at Key Stage 4 are in for 33 periods of 55 minutes a week. So as you can see, that's quite a lot. So 33 periods of just under an hour each week. Allocations vary depending on the year group. So typically you will have 4 periods of English, 4 periods of maths, 6 of science, and then generally speaking 3 periods of each chosen optional subject. So that gives you a flavour of the distribution of those subjects. Our split at A-level and at BTEC is that every A-level has the equivalent of 5 hours, so 5 periods of 55. Lewis, perhaps you can explain what your diet looks like as a sixth former.
Well, I'm in every day apart from Friday, where I at the moment have online lessons as a school is set up for how we're dealing with coronavirus. You can go home. You don't have to be in school when you don't have a lesson. So at break time or in your free periods, you can stay to work in school if you think that'll be best. But I think that's a very good thing about WMG, how you have a bit more freedom, like you're in a business environment. So you can go home for lunch if you have the time.
And with our younger learners, you're absolutely right, Lewis. We do try and encourage our youngest learners to have some fresh air at lunchtime. Obviously, it's a longer working day, so you know that sense of having some fresh air is good to re-energize. And there is some relatively pleasant outdoor space which all our younger learners seem to enjoy using regularly. And of course, the canteen, which is away from the main building, that's an opportunity to relax and to enjoy some social time with friends. Thank you for the question.
Thank you. So the next question is from Wesley, and it's one that I think many people will be interested to hear about. How much practical work do you do in engineering?
Thank you very much. So let's talk about Key Stage 4. We would normally expect a minimum of 2 hours directed per week in manufacture. As you saw Mr. Kip demonstrating, all of the students have to do manufacture, and as part of that qualification, you have to produce a manufactured product. So we need you to be in the workshop to do that. If you take engineering design, there is a further practical element to that particular qualification where you have to produce a prototype of a Jaguar Land Rover center console to go in one of their vehicles. So again, you'll need it there. If you want to get involved in engineering enrichment, there's a further 2 hours on a Thursday afternoon of practical where you can go and use your hands to be creative. And again, that's down to choice on that one. So that's not a compulsory component, that's a choice component. Regrettably, at the moment, folks, we are unable to offer that practical enrichment for Key Stage 4, but we are expanding that after half term into sports to try and make that work. And we're always trying to be at the edge of thinking to try and make sure that we're doing everything we can to deliver on the unique ethos of this place, at the same time as being compliant in terms of coronavirus to make sure that our students and staff are safe. So that's the plan for you in 2021. Let's all hope, folks, that we can be in a position where the curriculum looks as normal as it can be for your start in 2021. I sincerely hope that is the case. Callista.
Thank you. Salman has asked, do you have praying facilities?
Thank you very much. We do, yes. In fact, our young Muslims enjoy prayer on a regular basis, and they have a dedicated space in which they can pray. But we are a multi-faith academy, and we're very, very proud of the fact that we have a great diversity of students. And of course, we would always be open to other faiths who want to explore that opportunity to have some quiet and reflective time. And that's one of the benefits of moving into this RSHE curriculum pathway, to explore different faiths and to understand, citizenship from a grassroots level. So yes, we do, and we do that regularly at the moment. But there is always an opportunity to explore other opportunities to do so. Thank you.
Okay, and the next question is from Salman. The next question is from Rohan. What will happen to lessons if there is another national lockdown?
Okay, so I'm going to hand over to Lewis now, because Lewis is experiencing a little bit of what you might experience if we do have a lockdown, whether it's local or indeed national, because Lewis is experiencing some of that already online as it stands. So over to you, Lewis.
Thank you. So when the pandemic first hit and went into lockdown, pretty swiftly the school put in online learning facilities. So every day we had online lessons with our subjects. So thankfully we didn't fall behind there. And at the moment, I'm scheduled every Friday to just do online lessons. I'm not in school. So the school has said that if such situation arises again, they'll be straight in with our normal timetable, but with online via Google Meets. So.
Thank you, Lewis, and I'm glad that's how you feel about it. We were very much at the forefront of this. We use Google Meet on a regular basis, as you've been using today, and our students are very, very well practiced in it. We have to deliver this curriculum now, and come what may, whatever is thrown at us, we've already been tested on this, and we will do so again. But we do have high expectations of participation rates in terms of online learning. Thank you very much for the question.
Okay, so the next question is from Jakob. When does the first lesson start?
Well, Jakob, the first lesson starts at 8:30 promptly, and my senior colleagues and I are on the door at 8:30 welcoming our students in, and of course you need to be here for that. We don't have a tutor time at 8:30, we are in for first lessons at 8:30, and that's whether you're in the sixth form or indeed whether you're in lower school. Of course, sixth formers sometimes start a little bit later because they don't follow a complete 33 period timetable. Our younger learners do so. But 8:30 is the earliest at which you will be taught at WMG Academy.
Okay, Michelle has asked, how do I apply for the sixth form before the deadline?
So Michelle, there are various opportunities. The most important one is to go to our website, where you will be able to download our application form and follow the links to us. If you're looking to come into the sixth form, you apply directly to us. And of course, if you're coming to our lower school, you apply via Solihull Metropolitan Borough Council. Please don't be confused about that. Some people think that if they're applying to Coventry, how could they possibly apply via Solihull? That's just our admissions process. We have to choose one local authority, and we've chosen Solihull in order to plan for that. You can submit an application form online well before the deadline, and that obviously ensures that you are in a good position to make sure that a place can be offered to you as soon as possible. Mrs. Sorry, I missed you there.
There we go. Jacqueline has asked, if you have longer school days in year 10, how much homework do you usually get each week?
Good. Well, I'm going to answer that one from a head teacher's perspective, and then I'm going to hand over to Lewis, who's been through the mill himself. So we do have a slightly lower homework expectation of roughly 1 to 1.5 hours per subject per week in the academy, and that is set by Google Classroom online. And we do expect our students to complete it, because that is part of studying for GCSEs and A-level. You have to work independently. There is no, I can't really emphasize that enough. I would suggest perhaps maybe it could be a little bit less than other academies, because of course we do have a little bit longer here to look after you. But Lewis, you can probably speak from a student perspective as well.
Yeah, I definitely say there is a moderately less homework, certainly at GCSE, than for other schools. I think that's down to the longer day. In lessons, you get, since as you have more hours, you have a lot more time to practice. So there's less need to have to do as much homework, practice at home, I'd say. I think it's a good way of things working out.
And I would certainly suggest, Lewis, that if you're doing A-levels with us, the homework is just as much as anywhere else. That there is there's no difference there. So you are kept very busy at A-level.
Okay, so it is just past 12 o'clock, so we'll take one more question, and it is from Wendy. How many students are in each class on average for the sixth form?
Thank you, Wendy. I will answer that again in principle, and then Lewis can give you his exact numbers from his own current experience. So our lowest ever class size in A-level was 1. And it was an intense experience, I can assure you, when one of our students actually studied English with us in our very first year. Unsurprisingly, she got an A star. However, we do run small A-level classes, and they can often be as small as around 4 to 8. Further maths in particular is around about the 4 to 8 mark. We do expand, and generally speaking, we would be in classes of no more than about 20, but it's very often the case at A-level that you're in class sizes of between around 6 to 15, something like that. Lewis, I'd be interested in your current perspective on your 3 A-levels.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. There's a variation between subjects, and some are more popular than others. Like earlier, we talked about how physics is the most popular one. So I say in my physics A-level classes, there's probably about 20 people. Then down in the chemistry, it's below 20. There's certainly not as many people, and it's about 20 for maths as well. The classrooms are big as well, so they're certainly not full. It's a good ratio.
Thank you, Lewis. Great, Calista. Well, over to you, sort of wrap up, and then we will say goodbye to our colleagues today.
Okay, so please don't forget that if we haven't been able to answer your question today, we haven't forgotten you. We do have your email addresses that you registered with, so we'll be able to reply to those following this Q&A session. It may well be Monday now. However, in the meantime, if you do wish to apply, you can go to our website at wmgacademy.org.uk and apply there. We do hope to be able to take families around on tours later in the year, and as soon as we're able to do that, we will of course be in contact, and we'll let you know when those dates will be. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you, Calista, and thank you so much to everybody. I really appreciate you giving up your time on a Saturday morning. I do hope you enjoy the rest of the weekend, and we will look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye, everybody.